Meeting to order. Let me grab my phone and get the revised agenda.
I'll move this in case they want to stand over here.
Careful now.
Be careful, Larry.
Just when you thought it was safe to go back in the conference room, you get hit
All
with a
right,
tripod.
Don, you want to sit in for Dave apparently?
Okay.
Yes, you can sit behind the camera. Previous minutes.
I move we accept the minutes for July 23rd with any suggested amendments.
I'll second. Oops.
Tag.
Donna beat me.
Right, Donna.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Applications and approvals.
You wanna take our visitors
I was
first?
gonna say, can we jump to the camp?
Well, they're next, do you? Oh, yeah, well, I guess we
Because you
could.
got a stack.
Well, there's not really applications, it's just, yeah, we can, everybody wants to do that. Let's, move the agenda down one to the camper presentation.
Yay. Hi.
Hey,
We'd just like to have you share.
young ladies would like to come up and share your experience at camp with
Only
us?
You want to
Julia
see?
went
No,
this
it's
Are
time.
you sure?
Yeah.
Just tell us about the camp. What did you like?
So I liked to do firearms and archery, which I thought was pretty fun.
Yeah.
And we went on a long canoe trip, which was really fun. We went through Baby Rapids.
Ooh.
We went up a hike, up a mountain. The view was beautiful. We saw like 5 different mountains. And everybody there was looking nice. We did field games. We went swimming in Lake Berry. It was freezing.
Was there still ice on the lake?
No,
Oh, good.
it felt like there was.
Yeah.
We did a lot of like free time. So for my free time, I did like friendship bracelets.
Oh, yeah.
So I made 2 different friendship bracelets. I made.
Oh, very nice.
Nice. Did you bring any of your family, sisters and brothers with you?
Nope.
No?
Just me. Just me.
Aha, you lucked out.
Did you make any new friends that you might still be able to communicate with?
Yes, one of my friends, Erin. I'm still in touch with her.
Awesome. That's cool.
So when you went on the lake, did you go with canoes and stuff like that?
We went on canoes. We got to be with 3 people. So we would go on canoes and we would split up into groups. And we took a pit stop and went swimming. At one point we just went swimming.
Is this guy your granddad?
Yes.
How was the food?
The food was amazing.
Yeah. That's always important.
Linda was amazing.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
How about your facilities, the bunks and everything? And,
I thought it was pretty nice. My counselor was very nice.
yeah.
The funny thing was, it was fishing week before us, and we would find hooks in our beds. Like we found like a little
Ow.
frog fishing thing like under my mattress. We found like
They were doing
my counselor found a hook under her pillow.
Uh-huh.
It was really funny. But I was in Coyote Den.
Coyote Den. That was your camp, your cabin. How many were in the cabin?
7.
Nice.
Yeah, I looked at your video online and it was.
Oh, that
very
was
impressive.
darling.
Geez, I didn't
Like
see
you had a
that.
good
It's
time.
on
Alright,
YouTube.
there
I'm
it
sorry,
is.
I should have shared it on the.
Where
Is
is
it on
it?
a community
It
page? or
is on. Oh, I
It's
can't
on
do
YouTube.
it.
It's on the
Uh,
Berry
uh,
Camp page.
Oh,
Right.
excellent.
Oh,
I thought I
So-
sent it to. I just sent it out to you
Yeah,
guys.
you
didn't
sent
I?
an email.
Yeah,
on
I
it.
just as an attachment. I think I sent it. I might
didn't
not
see
have got.
Good. I didn't see it either.
It
We
was
also
it
got
was a
to
link
see the
to it on
Berlin
YouTube
Fish hatchery.
in one of her
Awesome.
emails.
So we got to see 2 different kinds of brook trout. We saw rainbow trout and brown trout.
Yum.
So they showed us baby fish, eggs, like kind of like kids, and then they showed us huge adult ones. They're like that big.
Oh, I love
And we
it.
would find like little baby dead fish and we'd throw it into the big ones and they would just jump up and eat it.
Cannibals.
She laughs, I love it.
We
Boring
got
stuff.
to walk across the fish hatchery on like little boards. We walked and we got to see all different kinds.
Right.
We went fishing. I got my fishing line stuck in a tree twice.
I do
I've been
that.
there,
So-
yeah.
My friend said I shouldn't fish. I'll go canoeing next time.
Yeah.
One of the counselors caught 36 fish on our canoe trip,
Wow.
Wow.
and none of the campers caught any fish.
Did
You
you
sure
eat
it
them?
wasn't the same fish?
Was it catch and release or did you?
Yes.
Yeah,
We would not keep the fish.
didn't get to keep.
Is this something you'd like to do again and maybe bring some friends with you next
Yes,
year?
next year I'm going to Horton Center with my
Awesome.
older cousin and Macaulay, my little sister.
Nice.
We're gonna go to the family weekend
Oh yeah,
and check it out, and then I'm gonna go.
sounds good.
Very good.
Nice.
Would you drag your granddad along with you?
I don't know. I don't know if he wants to.
Put him on roller skates and they'll go move right along with you.
The funny thing was, one of the groups, we took turns hiking. One of the groups actually hiked up a trail up to the church up near Horton Center. They went on that hike, but I
Right.
didn't go on that one.
Yeah. Very cool.
Didn't run into any bears or anything on your
No.
hikes?
We did have a choice to go out camping
Mhm.
and like do stuff like that, like just sleep in a tent, or you can go on a swamp walk to try to find moose and deer. So I picked the moose one.
Mhm.
We did find a mom deer,
Mhm.
but it ran away.
They do that, yeah.
Did you find?
We played camouflage in the woods. That was really fun.
It's like hide and seek in camo. I
The
love
funny
it.
thing was, a counselor named Griffin would throw pine cones at people to try to find them.
Mhm.
He would just throw pine cones everywhere. I got hit in the head with one.
They're soft.
How were the mosquitoes?
Bad.
I bet. They were hungry.
Yeah, I got one stuck in my eye.
Oh.
Ow. That's camp life.
How old are you?
11.
11? Grade?
6, going into 6th grade.
So it's something you would recommend to your friends to go,
Yeah.
to get involved with?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Nice. That's cool. So this was the berry camp.
Yes.
And it was a 1 week program?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is the first time you've gone?
Yes.
How'd you do with archery? That's one of my favorite
Um,
things to do.
I did pretty good with the, what was it called? I didn't do good with the compound bow.
Ah,
but I
the
did-
recurve.
Yeah, the recurve.
Yeah, you were better at that. Yeah.
I did better at the recurve, I think.
Yeah.
But I got on the bullseye, but it bounced out onto the ground.
Oh,
That's all right.
blame the arrow.
Yeah,
Your aim was great.
But for rifles, we got like a dum-dum pinned to the bullseye, and if you shot at the dum-dum, you get a new one. I
The,
got
the candy?
yellow lollipops,
And you shot it?
and I shot it on my first shot, and then I got the bullseye every time.
Nice.
Nice.
But for pistols,
Mhm.
we learned how to use pistols safely,
Right, that's good.
and my friend got the bullseye. I
You didn't.
just shot rocks.
They're kind of hard to steady,
Yeah.
pistols. People
We
don't think.
did
they-
22
Yes.
rifles and a pistol.
That way it didn't kick you too hard.
Yeah. For rifles, you had to stick it
Right.
in your
in there.
armpit.
Yeah. You didn't, 22, you don't do that, so it's okay. Nice.
Is that the same course that you would take the next time? You think something about a Horton Center, Norton Center?
Yeah, Horton Center.
Horton Center.
Yes.
So what do they
Um,
provide specifically?
so our church tells us about it. So I kind of want to try it out. Miss Dawn actually told me about it at church.
Neat.
George and I are deans up at the Horton Center during
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
counselors and deans up there for a few years. Still
That
can't
sounds-
can't leave not being with kids. Just love being with kids.
Any
Even
words
as
of
for-
wisdom or advice for your neighbors here in Wakefield?
I don't think so.
No?
Just try it, huh?
Bug spray. Bring your bug spray.
Yes. Bring a headlamp
Oh,
when we
yes.
go hiking because we have to check out lead mines. So I'll bring your headlamp.
Mm.
So, because you got to look inside it. You didn't get to go in, but you could look in it. Because you're not allowed to go in, it's not safe. It's a bat habitat now.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
Well, that's great, and I thank you very much for coming and
Yeah, we
sharing your
appreciate you coming
adventures.
by.
Thank you for sponsoring me to go to
There
camp.
you go. You're
Well, we're
welcome.
glad you could have fun.
Yeah.
And we're glad you're looking forward to it next year too. That's really neat.
Yeah. We'll get your sister up there maybe, huh? I can flip flop
Your
back and
granddad.
forth.
Don would like to go. I can
And
tell.
get your grandpa to go.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Glad you enjoyed it.
Maybe you'll be
Yeah.
bigger and better next year, maybe.
You know, to say you don't have to stay through the
Was there a
rest of
song
this.
you wanted to sing for us? No.
The rest of the meeting is very boring.
She doesn't sing.
I mean,
Heard her
we
sing.
kind of like to hear number one hit singing. Thank you very much.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
See you later.
See you
I'm
later.
gonna check out that blues festival this weekend, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's right online.
Yeah.
Thanks, Don.
Have a good night.
Good night.
Come around, baby.
Doing a good job, old boy.
Thank you.
We'll see you later.
Bye.
Very articulate.
Oh, she's sharp.
Really amazing.
Yeah. Very nice.
Well, that's good. Hopefully she helps get the word out next year.
Right. Yeah. I
How
sent
many-
out another email today giving our next 3 meetings, just to see if those parents had thought, one responded, but they were rather concerned that their son would be a little shy, and not quite as, I said, come as a group. You know, so that one doesn't have to feel like they're left out, you know, or it's all on their shoulders, but we'll see.
So there was a total of 5 campers on it this year?
Yeah.
That's good.
There was one that had applied but decided not to go, and that's okay. Which was, you know,
Can we just do this one first, because Peter Cooper Doc, he's not looking for a signature. So Val already signed it, and she dropped it in the envelope, and I picked the mail up this afternoon, and it's already off, so
You're talking about tax map 109, lot 52?
I believe I'm talking about tax map 109, lot 52. But he's not looking for a signature, so I didn't sign the one that went off to the state already, so I guess we just,
So he's not hoping to expedite it. Yeah, it says standard review. That's what he's
it's
got
a,
checked.
it's a standard application, does not require the Conservation Commission signatures.
Yep.
So, the one that went off to the state this afternoon wasn't signed, so we, there are,
HB is there, that's good. That's cool.
there are plans there if anybody wants to look at it, but I figured we'd just get this out of the way because he is not requesting a,
So it's informational? Just sharing information with us?
Shoreline
not, a
stabilization,
standard application and not
infiltration.
looking for a, signature, so, yeah.
I don't know. Alrighty, sir.
Alright.
Good. I guess I don't need this.
This one's just for information, you said?
Sounds
Yeah,
like it, yeah.
He's just a standard application, he's not, apparently doesn't want us, and does not require the Conservation Commission signatures, because he's filing it as a standard, application and not an expedited
Okay.
expedited application.
Yeah, if you seek an expedited.
So why don't we, I'll just put this, and I can put all that back together and keep everything.
Keep it together, Steve.
Slippery little
Can you
beggar.
hold that? Well, that one's got a foot stamp of approval.
Yeah. What else we have?
Go for this one next.
Bunch of,
So it's the same,
just Victor
Same
giving me
application.
notes. Is it the same one?
it's not the same lot, this is for tax map 68, lot number 40 on Pine River Pond. Actually, so is that one.
Yep.
Oops. This is also a standard review.
How do you say that person's last name? Murdocus?
Varavlikis. Is it
Okay.
Z or L?
I was looking at Vardou, it doesn't matter. Top of page 2. Yeah.
Varodicus. G.
Valerie's already signed it.
I would say Varadakis, but
Yeah.
that's just me.
But y'all say Peabody instead of Peabody, so.
Peabody?
Peabody, yeah.
Peabody.
Salmonville. Or the salmon run wild.
God, you don't say salmon, do you?
Medfa.
Oh, right off that point. I think I found it.
What were you saying was,
Off of Crew Road.
Natural heritage?
That seems to be out of date. It was valid through 6,
this is Buckway?
7/6/2018, and we're
Yeah.
8.
And it was
Buckroads
reviewed
off
on
Crew Road.
7/2/2018. From this
Well,
date,
that's
so
in
it
there,
was
yeah.
good till July 6, 2019, is that what that
That's
was?
what I would think it was.
Where were you getting,
That's
where it's a standard, Mr. Vlogan?
Right here on the front page, Mr. Brown, it's number 1, review time, indicate your review time below. To the left, it says standard review.
Well, that's the only one, that's because it's not,
This is the one for the state. I would make a motion to have the chair sign these just in case, although it's a standard review with your signature. What I've seen so far looks to be like a complete application, but,
Let the
This-
state worry
this-
about whether that's valid or not.
why, is anybody else has got the standard review, checked off?
No,
or-
it's not.
Extended.
Not, nothing, and none on expedited all, either?
No.
No,
No. So that's the only copy that's,
so because the one that's going to the state does indicate a standard review, I'll still make my motion to have the chair sign at least the state one.
I'll second it, nobody
You gonna
else.
second it? Excellent.
Oh, got it.
I could feel it tick, tick, tick,
I
tick,
know.
time ticking by.
Sorry about that.
Priscilla's got a strict rule, 60 seconds,
Ah,
and after that,
do you have a stopwatch
What
on?
is this, Jeopardy?
I do.
2 seconds.
It won't be the first time I did timed. Oh, no, it's fine.
Meat?
just off of Crew Road is where Buck Road is.
Is there any further discussion on that? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
It's unanimous.
I forget she's over there.
This is the state one right here, Steve.
That's all done.
You want me to turn the page for you? Put you on the right page? Even though it's a standard review, if the state sees the conservation's signature, that'll give them some degree of comfort. Might make their job easier.
Might make it harder where you made the motion.
It's highly likely.
It's at the base of the thing, your paper clippers, right? No, there,
Oh, there it is.
go off the side.
I camouflaged it. Oh, sure. Okay.
I've never seen a clip that big.
We get them all the time from, that's what we're doing.
Start down along this one.
Big business down there.
No comment.
In 2014, I was like, what?
You wanna break those up so we review them little by little?
Well, yeah, I did sent one that way, Mr. Bob, because you were playing around with your
Clip,
clip.
my big clip.
Garage area for driveway and driveway. And a septic tank. Right over that way. See that one?
These are just notices.
Some of them are saying that they've received the application, some of them are, I think there's one in there that is a permit.
This one's
I
requested.
reviewed them Friday. Is it stuffy in there or is it just me?
Yeah, no, it's a little
What's that?
Ted Wong.
When did he came through?
I don't know. Requesting a little more information.
See that one?
Floating paper everywhere, aren't we?
Didn't have a town clerk signature on it.
This stuff came back too. That's,
Yeah, that one needed, one of them needed an NHB report.
Yeah, that's this one, yeah.
Okay,
one.
It's like trying to get a rebate.
A lot of paper shuffling, Donna, can you pick that up?
Yep.
Is it bothersome?
A little.
Yeah, this is the permit that I saw it issued.
Let's see. Have a
Rip on in there.
notice here from the New Hampshire DOT about they're going to hold a public informational meeting to discuss the proposed highway safety improvement project over the railroad tracks on 16 at Irving. And that's gonna be held at Town Hall on Wednesday, August 21st at 7 o'clock.
Okay.
So that's an off night for the selectmen, right? They're the second and fourth Wednesdays usually, so that's the third Wednesday. It's not a typical selectmen's meeting.
I guess so, yeah, which is kind of unusual. Cause, I mean, hopefully someone's gonna be here, I mean,
I bet somebody will be. I'm gonna be here.
that's the one we already took care of, that's the one we already took care of.
Yep.
And those are all the ones, so now we got,
So it would be easier if anybody read those off as we were going around, or not really?
No, it's easy for me just to jot down.
Okay.
Just takes a minute.
Once you get used to looking for the tax map lot numbers, then.
Yeah, I got that part down pretty. It's the names sometimes that are.
Must not be a expedited application here either. Standard review on this one, so that's probably why they only made one copy to go to the state.
yeah.
And I sent
That need a
that way
signature?
real quick. Well, I'll make a motion to have the chair sign this one as well, just to try to get a little consistency for the state, you know. I hate to have
This is
mixed.
the one from Dave.
Nice.
This is 548.
Accident. So I'm just gonna quickly look for the.
Did you get a second on that, Ralph?
Not yet.
Second.
I'll let Tom.
We had 10 seconds to go. Thank you.
That goes with that.
Yeah.
She'll need to look at that.
So there's a confidential note from the NHB. I think we have some rogue members here going,
They don't know how to shut their phone off.
well, I learned how to shut my phone off, but I didn't learn how to not handle it after I shut it off.
Yeah, that's the other
That's these.
part of that one.
So the NHB report in there, it looks like it had a hit, and then it had a short-term investigation, and then there was a paragraph in there from Amy Lamb suggesting that the project could go forward because there was no known, how'd she word that, no known, you'll find the page from Amy Lamb. Short-term memory loss.
So you made a motion to have the chair sign what?
The
The one Don
standard
has?
review that is being presented by,
Map 5, lot 48.
yes, thank you.
I haven't called because I gotta let the two other members have a moment to review the most important, probably, piece of that.
Got smaller.
So it's talking about grass and stuff like that, the wetlands. Natural grass buffer, I think she said.
Gotta be back here. No.
Not a very neat copy.
No, it's terrible.
Looks like a fax machine, it looks like it ran through a fax machine at one point.
Hmm.
Is that a shoreline depth?
A wetlands application.
Wetlands, okay.
That was what he was talking about.
Maybe, maybe.
I hope
I'll check.
That is a standard review, it doesn't have to be sunrise.
This is this, if that helps you get started.
I already have that one.
That goes with that.
With this here?
Yes, this is all one.
Okay,
One
so it's
ticket
this one
item.
here.
Well, here's the,
It's that one there.
it. You had a motion on the table, Mr. Chair.
yeah, I was waiting for the other members to be able to look at what you were,
Babbling about
yes.
Babylon, I am the prince of Babylon.
Now that, the other members, is there any further discussion on this application? Oh, yeah, you want me to sign, okay.
Well, that's the motion,
well-
but we might not vote that way.
All right. Any further discussion? I don't hear any, all in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Call for the negatories. Did everybody vote in the affirmative?
Yeah, just,
Yes,
mine was rather soft.
Well, when you hear everybody say aye, is there really a need, Mr. Bob?
I mean, I was probably too busy saying aye.
I couldn't hear Donna, but I could see her mouth move.
Yeah.
That was a guarded aye.
It was.
I don't blame you. You run out of ink yet, Mr. Brown?
Waiting for the kibitzing to,
Oh, yeah.
good time.
We should probably put this one up top because apparently that individual's gonna be coming to Val to pick that one up on that information there. All right, review of budget.
We got a letter from town administrator. And she's asking for a proposed budget before Friday, August 30th. I know Steve wanted to increase the lines by 25 or 30%, but I had to tell him that
No, that would be the school board member on the commission, I believe,
no, it wasn't.
liking to.
Were there any concerns about not enough monies for the campership program?
That is,
It's established.
that's showing all 5 of them. We did put one was put back in at the deliberative session.
So it should be 2,500, is that right?
Last year's appropriation was,
2,500.
and then, well,
And then
well, so.
that's the one that came through, but then they didn't go.
Expenditures
So
to
we didn't-
date was only $2,050.
Right.
Correct.
So they might see that and, try to, because it wasn't all,
Mhm.
Well, I guess I'm sure I'll probably be meeting with the selectmen and the town administrator like I did last year. And I can explain that too. That the 5th camper was put back in at deliberative session,
Right, so
so.
that we had
I'd leave it at 2,500.
2,500 is what,
it used to be, at one point, we had 3,000 or 3,500 in there, but we were also having.
Well, actually, there is a line for it, so if, well, why don't you look at it and we'll just probably make one motion to approve,
have these other lines and items, have they changed very much?
no, usually it's pretty,
10 years.
Right,
But the campership program, that line has gone down over the last few years.
right. So if we can keep it at the 2,500, that would be grand.
You talked about the secretary line, was just
you
spent?
could pay too much money as it is, don't worry about that line.
If they went back up to
I get paid anyways, but your budget may be over.
Does anybody, I feel as though,
See, that shows that they did discussion on that right column, that they did have it and put back in 500, so 2,500, making it for possibility of 5 kids, depending on which camps they go to.
Right, but
And if the
so,
camps jack up their prices, then we're back down to 4 kids, and that might be the situation.
I'm gonna make a motion to increase that one, education sponsorship line to 3,000. It's just a motion.
I'll second that.
I think the reason for that is to try to encourage more kids to attend. And we don't want to end up in a situation where we're encouraging more kids, but they're spending more money because there's not enough in that
Right.
education line.
I see what you're saying, yeah.
all right, second for discussion, shall we just do this under one motion?
I would suggest we do.
This, we have, there's $150 under signs, and the note on here is saying for the kiosk, kiosk for Union Meadows, I'm sorry. So we don't have that yet, so we'll leave that in there. $250 for manuals and trees at Pride Day. I know we haven't been doing that for at least a couple of years, I think.
I think this past year was the second year we failed to put it up.
Right. Do,
That was always an attraction, certainly to to the tarp, to the Conservation Commission's tarp out here during Pride Day.
Correct, but the problem with the last few years, no one's been able to make it.
Nobody's been manning the stations.
No one's been able to make Pride Day to set up the booth, so. Do we wanna keep that in, or do we?
Is there other ways for the community to ascertain that information besides on Pride Day? Whatever those pamphlets or manuals that were distributed, it was an information type booth, right?
It was, but also one of the features was we had little seedlings. So little trees, we'd buy like 500 trees,
Mm-hmm.
and it would usually cost $250 to $300 for the seedlings themselves. Part of it is the supplier and the timing. You don't want to buy them too early because they.
Wasn't there a problem with the supplier the last time we couldn't find a supplier to
Well,
provide the seedlings?
I think the last obstacle that Dave Mankis was bumping into was having balsam firs, but not spruce, blue spruce maybe. There was one tree that was like a favored thing, but it was a little bit more difficult to get those. Can you remember? if it
Do
was a
you
blue-
have any information as to whether the people who took these trees home actually put them in the ground?
Oh, yeah,
I mean, is there any data that says that actually occurred?
yeah, there is.
I can tell you that
The
I've
people
taken
that,
2 or
well,
3 trees every year. We've
Mhm.
planted them. They're at least this high, or I think we have at least a dozen.
Yeah.
Right?
right,
Okay.
but the question was, do we have data to support that they were planted? I don't believe we
No.
do.
We don't need data.
I just
Yeah.
wonder, I mean, a $300 or $350 expense for something that you may or may not get in at the right time, and then you have it available, but are they really, and I don't mean to, disparage anybody who
Right.
might take a tree and then, oh yeah, I forgot to plant it, and it,
If your green thumb is like mine, only 1 out of 10 would
Yeah.
survive anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not spruces.
Yeah, spruce
we don't seem to have enough
be
people to man the
particularly
booth
difficult to get
anyway.
them started.
Yeah.
They come
I know one
slow.
lady who has 5, 6 different years, and she took. So there's 12 trees. She took 2 each year, and you could see the size difference each year.
So you wanna keep that in?
Doesn't matter to me.
Depends on whether you want to continue that program or not.
Yeah, and it,
Like I said, the last couple of years, no one's been able
Yeah,
to make
I have
Pride
no
Day.
objection to taking that out myself.
I mean, if it makes the campership more palatable
Yeah.
for the
That's what
selectmen
I was
Yeah.
thinking.
or the budget
I'd rather
committee.
see the money go in
Right.
there,
Me
Go toward
too.
the kids and then have that removed.
Shall we zero that out
How do you
then,
feel
and
about
then
that,
I can use that to explain the increase in the
I'll support that,
campership?
yeah.
I agree, yeah.
Is everybody in agreement with that, Donna?
I didn't hear what it was we were agreeing to.
We to take out the $250 out of the budget for the seedlings for Pride Day.
Okay.
And then we can use that as,
Slide it towards the campership programs, if the selectmen, support the numbers, but not
Can I
necessarily.
say something about the camper program?
Sure.
Is it possible to ask for donations for that instead of having the taxpayers have to pay for that? Because some people are already struggling so much. I hate forcing them to pay for a luxury. If people are in such favor for it, there should be plenty enough people that would be giving donations for it instead, I'm hoping.
Well, should I express my opinion on it? My opinion is, I'm going to express it anyway, whether Steve says I can. Conservation Commission, we have kind of like a mission or a purpose to promote conservation. And part of that is through the education process. So these camps, these summer camps that children can go to, it's an effort to raise awareness in the education of conservation-minded projects, I guess. So, to me, if the town votes for it and approves it and stuff like that, goes through the process, and they see the value in educating students or young kids, I support that. If if there were no students interested, and it was just money's being raised and then returned to the taxpayers at the end of the season, there would be no need to support it. But because we do have children that are going to these camps and programs, it's a minimal amount, and I think the kids gain a whole lot for the amount of taxpayers' money that's spent on it. That's my own personal opinion.
My concern would be if we put it onto a volunteer donation basis, that it becomes an iffy thing as to whether we'll have the money or not. It's hard enough to attract the kids and get them all lined up if we're sure of the financing. Much more difficult perhaps if they're not sure they'll get financing, they're trying to make a commitment. I'm not sure how the donation program would work.
One of the things that I'm stipulated in providing the sponsorship is that the families had to contribute at least $100 toward it. And we had one family that had 2 boys that went. So that was a pretty steep for that tax-paying family to even come up with the 200, while we were able to help sponsor the rest of the expenses.
Okay, well, seeing it sounds like there might be a little dissent here, so we might have to do these individually. But why don't I go through the rest of them here?
You want to move the motion on the table?
No, I put it up for discussion, Mr. Fogg, and that's what we're doing.
All right.
We were gonna do it under one motion, but now that I hear some dissent from the back seats here, we may have to do them in separate motions, but while we're under discussion, why don't we go through it and then we can just do individual motions after we finish going through this. $50 for brochures for the kiosk at Gage Hill.
Has that been shown up yet? I mean, that's
No, it hasn't shown up, it's just the appropriation, there's no, nothing, it's not showing anything that's been expended this year so far. So I would think we're probably gonna have to replace some of those, so we're probably gonna need to.
As of
Keep
this
that.
afternoon, we had 9 left out of the 25 we put in the box.
nice.
So we're probably gonna need to keep that 50 in there, I guess, probably to cover the expenses next year. Printing supplies for 50, there's again, no expenditure in this year, but 50, let's see, we have, memberships, we have, the State Conservation Commission for $330 and Moon Mountain Greenways for $100 so far this year, 375 out of 450
Moon Mountain or
been-
Moose Mountain?
moose.
Moose Mountain, okay.
The note is 333, but I believe we did pay the 375. I know we haven't been paying Moose Mountain the last few years, so do we want to take that 100 out?
Did anybody read their annual thing that was sent to the Conservation Commission? That little 8-page, 10-page thing that came a couple meetings ago. Did anybody get a chance to read it? Dan Coons pretty much provided most of the information in it. So there was a whole
Scanned
list.
it quickly, but I did not read it in detail.
Yeah. There was a whole list of different tier donators. And I don't think Wakefield did donate anything last year. The Conservation Commission donated
Last few years we haven't.
because we weren't on the thank you list. So,
Oh.
I mean, that just indicated to me that we must not have.
That's a sign.
The other area towns were mentioned.
Mhm.
So.
So, alright, then we have $50 for maps for trails, boundaries, easements. Probably that is probably gonna need to stay in there. Training for a dog, to keep the line open. Wages, I think there was $515 appropriation for this year. Last year, the actual was $394.13 that was spent. And so far, they're showing that we've expended $168.75, so I would think that's probably gonna be good.
Yeah, remember that last year from January to April or so, we were not having that expenditure.
Right.
So it may not be enough. I haven't done the math in my head. I certainly wouldn't want to reduce it anyway.
All right, so why don't we go down, like I said, I heard a little dissent here, so the current motion on the floor is to raise the campership from, $2,500 to $3,000. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Nay,
Aye. All opposed?
nay.
Nay.
It's a good concern, Donna. I think it's a legitimate.
Sorry, I feel strongly about it.
No, it's a legitimate concern.
With all the lakes and everything and parks and there are ways to do it.
Let's see, I think the only other, let's see, we got the,
I'll make a motion that we zero out the Pride Day 250 for the trees.
I'll second that.
any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay.
Is that an aye from you, Donna?
Yes.
All right.
And then I'll make a motion that we leave the rest of the line items as are. I didn't hear any of them that were particularly controversial in terms of the,
Well, I think the only thing that I had, the Moose Mountain.
oh, okay. We can- Somebody
I'll
wants to deal with
second
that
it
one.
for I'll second Paul's motion for discussion.
If we haven't been putting in membership fees to Moose Mountain, and maybe we ought to, I could see zeroing that out. But is that specific line on Moose Mountain as opposed to any of the other memberships?
No, it's
Or
just,
is it
it's,
consolidated with the other?
it's just the two,
It's a
the New Hampshire Conservation Commission and Moose Mountain.
So the annual dues for the New Hampshire Conservation Commission Association is how much?
It was $375 this year,
And how much was Moose Mountain?
100.
And the total appropriation now is,
$450, and we've spent $375, which is for the State Conservation Commission.
So again, are we able to separate the two and just zero out whatever the membership was?
Well,
for-
yeah, we can, but the problem was the motion was made to just
Oh.
leave it as is.
But you can amend that motion to reduce that one by what, be $75 to zero out the Moose Mountain?
100.
$100.
well, but if it doesn't, if reducing it by 100 doesn't
Right.
cover the New Hampshire Conservation Commission fees, you might want to make that function number 375.
Okay, so can we amend the motion to, move that line to 375 to cover the State Conservation Commission?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is that a second on the amendment?
I'll second the amendment.
Okay, so
Change the
we,
motion.
we need to, vote on the amendment to, well, let's see.
Yeah.
We're
It's reducing the appropriation on that function line.
yeah, the amendment would be to reduce that line to 375. All in favor?
Aye.
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 And then the primary, motion was to, not change that line.
Well, it's not change the rest of the lines, but that one's been modified, so now it's to approve the others at the level they're at, and that one reduced to 375.
So you're,
In other words,
you're
no further changes,
you're
basically.
approving it as amended.
And, yeah,
Yeah.
approve it as amended.
Okay, but I think we still have to approve the main motion.
Yep.
Yeah, but approve it as amended.
All right, so everybody's got that straight. We're moving the main motion, which was seconded, to move that line at $375.
Yep.
All in favor?
Aye.
Right.
Aye. And that is a, what do we,
You just
what do
want, you just want to vote on the final presentation to the town administrator and the board of selectmen. What would the final bottom line number be, Steve?
well, let's see, we got,
We'll say 75 and 250. That's
got
370.
an extra 500, well, let's see. Oh, yeah, if you don't mind,
It's gonna be a
Plus
total of
500
175.
minus 75.
Yeah, 175 is the total increase.
So
Pardon me?
$175 is gonna be the total increase, I think.
No, because you got the 500 for the campus.
425.
So, wait a minute, so you got
Oh, wait,
500
we also
there,
reduced 250, so.
and
okay,
you
I'm sorry,
reduce
yeah.
that, so that leaves 250 and 75, reduced, so it's being reduced by 3 1/4.
Yeah. So if you increase it to 500 minus 325, it's $175.
Mr. Fogg, they're not gonna allow you to go on the campus to make you keep talking like that. What'd I say, 275? 500, 250, and 3 1/4, I'm sorry. Which, oh, well, did we decide what we're gonna do with wages? Are we gonna leave that? Are we leaving that alone?
That was part of the Paul's motion.
But we're gonna leave that there?
Other lines. as
All right,
is.
so that will bring the total appropriation requested,
Gotcha.
I wrote it in the wrong one, I'm sorry. But that will bring the total, conservation requested budget to $3,691.
An increase of how much?
It would be a decrease, Mr. Fogg,
No,
of,
no, it's gonna be an increase.
$500, $250. What are you doing, Mr. Fogg?
Just stay off the budget committee, Steve.
Yeah. If you just, 500, 250 increase. No, wait a minute, yeah,
250 decrease.
250. And then we took out
It's
70.
it's a reduction of 125.
Reduction?
Reduction.
It goes down.
Oh, wait, a minute. I'm sorry, an increase of
Cut
125.
that
Yeah.
to, yeah.
Increase of 125.
It's
I get 720
250,
for 2 meetings a month,
250 minus 75.
total of 3.
Well,
So
it's
it's
$250.
$175 decrease, increase
It
rather.
was a $125 increase.
I got a $175 increase.
I got
We had
175.
an increase 500.
500, and then we
And a
offset it with
decrease.
of 250 for the trees, which is,
But-
leaves an increase of 250.
But we also reduced it by 75.
And then we reduced another 75 off the, membership line. So that leaves 250 less $75 is a 175 increase.
I told you that like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, I think that's probably right. yeah.
All right, so it's a $175 increase.
I'm running out of fingers and toes.
$175 increase. So that's,
Cantankerous enough, I'd say.
for a total requested budget from the Conservation Commission of $4,191. Is there a motion on that to approve we need to approve the total requested budget?
Oh, sure, I make a motion that we approve this total requested budget.
$4,191.
$4,191.
I'll second that motion.
Is there any further discussion? Please don't say yours, Mr. Brown. Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Me.
4 to 1. Okay, now, maybe we should can we bump that up maybe $20 for maybe get muzzled or?
I've got an old one I used to use on one of my dogs. I can bring that
Never
in.
mind, strike my motion then for $20.
You could always get a shot collar for me, and that'd probably be a lot more.
It was a big dog.
Be a lot more entertaining with a shot collar.
Is there anything under other? Anybody have anything? Hearing nothing, the Lavender Conservation Property monitoring walk to be done in September. Organize the conservation piles and on top of the cabinet downstairs. I don't believe anything's done with that. Dave's not here. We already got the, you produced that,
I did. I have made copies of it. You're talking about the letter from Lloyd?
Yeah.
yeah. You brought it in last meeting.
Yes.
Oh, I have copies in there at my house, I forgot.
Don't worry about it.
I'll bring them to the next meeting, I'm sorry.
Dave's not here. He was gonna bring in, looking for a conservation easement draft. Gage Hill property. I don't think there's anything new
Oh.
there.
I've got new stuff.
Oh, do
There's
you?
always something new.
Okay.
I have gotten the cutting of brush and saplings out to the rock wall on the northeast side beyond the waypoint 7. So the rest of that should be a little, and marked with the white markings. The rest of that should go fairly fast because we're not as picky about where people walk. They can wander through the woods along the rock wall. They can find the rock wall easily. So I should be able to get the rest of that cleared fairly quickly. But I have increased the amount of debris on the trail dramatically. There are an awful lot of stupid little saplings growing in that stupid trail. And the branches that have to be cleared so you can actually see the marks. But I've been out there about probably 4 times since we last met, and the 90-degree day was bad. I can only manage about 2 to 3 hours at a time these days.
It's tough. It really is.
But we're getting to the point where we need to be out there to clear that trail because of the debris, because it's getting harder to walk along the trail now. I'm worried about somebody tripping and falling. So that's something we need to take up seriously. Dave's not here, so I don't know whether he's heard back from the Boy Scouts, but I think we need to put out some word just saying, we'll go out there on a Saturday morning, 9 o'clock or something, and meet and start clearing the trail. I don't know, how many of us might be able to make it on a Saturday morning, but we could also ask for volunteers.
I remember as a scout, we'd take 2 longer saplings, like 20-foot saplings
Yeah.
that are 2 or 3 inches round at the butt, lay them down and put all the other slash on those longer saplings and kind of drag them out like you're.
Well, this is a lot simpler than that, because the recommendation is just to move them into the woods on either side of the trail.
Well, it's the 21st century.
Two
Mr.
options. You
Clark.
can toss them at random just to distribute them in the rest of the forest, or you can actually have some of them piled up as brush piles which is good habitat for small rodents like rabbits and things like that. So, you know, there might do a little bit of both. If the educational thing, okay, this is a pile for the rabbits, you know, and that'll increase the number of predators and whatever. But I don't think we need to try and haul it out. I for one, don't want to haul stuff over 1.5 miles of trail to get it out of the woods.
Yeah.
It came from the woods, it can go back to the woods.
Yeah.
So it's a little simpler than having to haul them out. What I would like to suggest is I can be available at 9 o'clock this coming Saturday. And as many people as we can show up, bring your friends, whatever. Priscilla might want to put on her website a notice that if you want to volunteer to do it. I do recommend you have no open-toed shoes and that you have long pants, because otherwise you're going to get scratched up.
And probably some bug spray.
And some bug spray. I can provide some bug spray. I usually go out there with some in my pocket,
this
but
Gonna be too short of a notice for people?
I don't know.
Sometimes people midway through the week are looking for something to do on a Saturday.
If you know, we'll take whatever shows up.
I'd bring my friends, but I'd just be bringing my shadow.
Well, that'll work, as long as they're willing to put in some effort.
It's a friendly shadow.
No, I'm a little concerned in the condition it's in now that people walking it, you know, might be tripping. I trip over stuff when I'm out there.
Does it appear to you when you're out there that, is it fairly obvious that more folks are walking?
I haven't noticed, other than one brochure was returned to the thing that looked like it had been folded up and well used.
Yeah.
So I think at least one person walked the trail.
Yeah. Nice.
I'm also going to suggest that Priscilla she said she might want to post it again at the top of the page and ask for feedback for anybody who walked the trail, what they thought of it.
Oh, yeah. Good
I
idea.
think we could use that. Right now, I also need to concentrate on finishing up the marking around the rest of that loop so that nobody gets lost out there because it's not marked yet. But that should go faster than what I've done so far. It's, you know, wide open forest. You just, you know, the blazes can go up a lot more easily. There are a lot of big trees in the way that I can put it on. The third thing is I have purchased a bunch of 3-inch white aluminum tags that have a little arrow pointing down that I want to put at the waypoints. I'm going to put the waypoint numbers on it, hopefully with enamel paint if I can find a black paint pen. If not, with a magic marker, that'll last for a while. And have them put up on the side of the trail where the waypoints are, so that they don't miss them, because they can easily walk by the cut blocks, for example. It also allows us to, if you're walking the trail, know how far you're along the trail. If you don't have it, you know, with the GPS system and a trail that you're actually have on your thing, which most people won't have, it's hard to tell where you are on that trail. And so they'll at least know they're getting close to some waypoint, and it'll show up and they can enjoy it. So I'm going to put those up. I've got some aluminum nails to do that with. Speaking of that, I still haven't put up any of the tags, but it's getting there. I've got the nails, I've got the tags, and I'm going to be walking part of that perimeter the next time I go out, so I'll probably be able to get some of those tags up the next time I go out while I'm marking the rest of that part of the trail. What was it? Was one other thing? What was it?
The post?
Well, that still needs to be backfilled.
It's leaning a little.
I'll let somebody else handle that. I know one of the things. I just noticed this the last time I was out there, and I can't believe I haven't noticed it before. But about 35, 40 yards in on the trail on the right side, there are some trees banded with red flagging, and there is a little sign. And I wasn't aware of this, but we have the DES, the Dam Bureau, is running a snowpack survey on that property where they've got 10 banded trees going out perpendicular to the trail. And then they go out there, I think it was every 2 weeks during the winter, and check the snowpack. So they can look at the aquifer refresh rates and runoff and lakes and filling and that sort of stuff. They've got them all over the state. I wasn't aware that we had one on that property, and I don't know whether it's new. I would think I would have noticed it before. I mean, it's
But it's
not,
not on the
It-
trail.
and so
itself.
that-
not right on the trail, but it's
It's
not
on the-
far off the trail either.
Right.
But that little sign
That little-
describes what it is?
Yeah, there's a copy of the sign here. I don't know, it's certainly not incompatible with the purposes of the easement.
Right.
So I don't know whether they have contacted anybody on the commission in the past for doing that.
No, I think.
Of
it's
course,
the
they
first-
could have contacted the Southeast Land Trust, who actually holds the easement, and gotten permission from them. But I thought it was kind of neat. It would make it a nice waypoint, except I'm not sure I want to direct people's attention to it because they are asking specifically, don't disturb it. So it probably is better just to leave it
Yep, I would say so.
rather than putting it in as a waypoint. But I thought it was interesting anyway.
I put his brochure, the trifold, on my page, and I was astounded at the response. We had 100 likes on that, and we had people saying, let's do this, and this is great, and on. So that was, it just surprised me there was so much response.
There was one note of someone who almost got stuck on that soft side
Yes.
of the trail, the western side of the parking lot, rather.
I think that was more probably a rushed driver, somebody who did.
No, I've tried going through it, and it is very mushy. I mean, I've got four-wheel drive, so I didn't worry about it, but it is very mushy. And you can see it. You can just see the difference in the consistency.
I see that.
And I did actually respond to that one,
I saw that, yeah.
Sandy responded,
Yeah,
because
I
I'm not on that site. But that if they stayed to the right side of the parking lot, they'd be fine.
Yeah, they said good to know, and so everybody on there.
Do you think, talking to Brock down at the highway department, maybe another 10-wheeler of gravel or?
I think they need to mix either some dirt or gravel or something a little more substantial in with the glass. I don't know anything about that stuff.
Yeah, I
but it
think
needs to be firmed up.
even if it was a
somehow.
load of dirty fill that they've been pulling off the
Yeah,
sides of the roads, somewhat sandy,
Yeah.
dirty fill,
yeah, that would be fine.
it would. I would think it would help bind up that glass,
Yeah.
but Brock would know better,
Yeah, I mean,
he
they could make a suggestion on that. I'll let you deal with it. You know the people involved better than I.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's getting there. But let's tentatively say 9 o'clock this Saturday. I'll make myself available, and if anybody wants to join me, we can start doing some clearing.
I know I can't make it.
You can't?
That's what I just said. Is there an echo in there?
Should be able to get out
There
there.
isn't here.
I'll help you.
Well, we had that to give
I
him.
have to put one finger in one ear. Stop
All
the
right,
echo.
that being said, it takes care of cable other than the,
I'm sorry, one more thing. I got carried away. You may have noticed we have a new Wakefield page on the town website, and they've changed it. And as a result, the link I put in the original brochure isn't the right. I mean, it works, but it works very awkwardly. So I have changed the brochure so that we have the link to our specific Conservation Commission page. So that when they hit that particular link, it goes right to our page. Everything is right there. I like the look of the new setup. It's really very nice. But that means I need to change that. And while I was at it, the pools that I had on the waypoints 1, 3, and 7, it turns out they're all vernal pools. They all dried up. I haven't seen them dried up before. The one of them, the one at 7, surprised me because it was deep. I mean, it was a big pool, and it's gone. So I changed the wording on that as vernal pools. And at some point, we may want to put out some educational signs out there as well, talking about each of the waypoints. They made a big deal in the warranty deed, or rather the conservation easement deed, about the cut granite blocks. They have to be maintained, drill plugs and so forth. And so I thought maybe we talked in our letter to them that Nate Dogg put out back in 2015 about putting up maybe some small signs explaining each of those details along the way. And so at some point we will want to get around to that. Let's get the trail in first and walkable.
It is good that people are interested in going out there.
I'm making those changes in it, and I'm going to ask her to repost it with the changes. Ask her to repost it. And I'll send a copy to you as well, Priscilla, so you have a fresh copy if you
Okay.
repost it. Okay, now you can move ahead. We've covered all the way
Thank you,
down
Paul.
A through E. I mean, you know.
Anything on a town-wide trifold, Paul? Have you-
Not until we have another trail somewhere. Union Meadow, if we get a couple trails out there, maybe a spur trail on.
There's a very nice trail out on Union
Reason
Meadows.
maybe then to do a trail. Or the other thing is I suggested last time, I think, was just post each of the trifolds on our page as a separate trail, and that might be just as good as having anything we could hand out. I'm not sure how much information you could put on a single overall trifold anyway. I think just posting on the thing would be acceptable.
Somebody could print it off the website.
Yeah. We may want to consider dropping that idea altogether at this point, having it on our agendas.
So that's something you want to strike off the agenda, Steve?
Which?
It's an agenda item. You can drop it with any time. I mean, you control the agenda. There's no point really having it there if we aren't thinking about doing it anytime soon.
Number 5, the trifold.
And maybe not doing it at all.
So let's take number 5, the trifold for all the town conservation property law.
And just put it on hold to get it off the agenda.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll be working on Union Medicine.
Yep.
I have to admit, starting with a new trail is a rather daunting idea at the moment.
Especially 4 miles.
So let's finish the one we got.
I've been building up my lateral, whatever they call the muscles, with my loppers, cutting branches and trees and.
Triceps.
All right. That looks like it. Don't see any public comment. So
Shouldn't we have a live feed during these if we're doing a live show? Could we have shouldn't you bring in your laptop, Steve, and receive live back and forth correspondence?
You love causing trouble, don't you?
You are definitely a gentleman.
tonight he is, yeah, that's why I suggested putting $20 in to the budget for a muzzle, but
Even a
I-
taser.
I like that idea even better. I can, actually,
Doing
yeah,
the super glue's cheap.
yeah.
Mask, duct tape works.
It looks, looking
Cheaper.
at August
money.
27th for our next meeting.
Tuesday.
All right, and I will make the motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I suppose.